Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I have a very interesting podcast for you here, of which I urge you to watch to the end. And remember, in this channel, I always say we only talk about what we know. So for us to talk about what we know, it means it is something we've done a very good research about, and we have the full information on it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, remember also I once told you in this channel that if there is a politician in this country that survives in the name of political strategies and knows best his tactics, is none other than the President William Ruto. And his tactics always points clearly to the main subject, of which if he wins or if he gets to succeed with that in that his plan, then he becomes the winner. And now the judiciary has just made an announcement that Friday this week, the Supreme Court to rule on former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua'S impeachment battle on Friday at 10 a.m. He was removed from office in October 2024. Now, this thing is very interesting, dear ladies and gentlemen, and in this podcast, I want us to have the clear intentions of this case or petition and what will happen if Gachagua will win or lose this case. I want us to get that clear. What will happen if Gachagua wins the case or if Gachagua loses the case? And as you know, the president plays tactical games that if he succeeds, he becomes the winner. And towards the end of this podcast, you will agree with me that truly, if he wins, then he will be the winner. But before we continue, dear ladies and gentlemen, allow me just make a humble request that if you are watching us for the first time and you've not subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, like our videos, comment, and share. And to those who have already subscribed to this channel, we say thank you very much for your continued support to this channel. And dear ladies and gentlemen, allow me remind you that your support to this channel is not taken for granted. We really appreciate for your support to this channel because that your support is what has kept this channel alive. Now back to the analysis. But you know, at times this our judiciary do mock us. Because for example, in Mbeere North, when Wamudende and Roku went and did whatever they did, even attacked polling stations and changed the votes, judiciary waited till Wamudende was sworn in. That's when they now wanted to listen to Karish's petition, of which that is a mock. They are mocking us. That is just similar to Rigathi Gachagua'S mockery. Because right now, Kithure Kindiki had already been sworn in as the deputy president, of which even the CJ took part in the swearing in. So after Kindiki has taken that seat, it's when they now convince us that they want to listen to that case of Rigathi Gachagua'S impeachment. So that is mockery. You see? That is mockery. So I want us to see some of the things that we will expect from that case if Rigathi Gachagua becomes a winner or if Rigathi Gachagua becomes the loser. So number one, what we expect if Rigathi Gachagua will win that case is that we will expect many government bloggers to credit William Ruto on Rigathi Gachagua'S victory. Why? Because it's to level Gachagua'S win as a tactical lose to William Ruto, whereby Ruto convinced the judges that they should let Gachagua win to go and disrupt the united opposition. Because if Rigathi Gachagua wins that case, when he gets back to that united opposition, automatically he will be the party leader. And apart from being the party leader, he will be the presidential candidate from that party. So Kalonzo and the likes of Muturi will have to step down for Rigathi Gachagua to stay in that power. If Rigathi Gachagua gets to be the presidential candidate, then if you try to compare Rigathi Gachagua to Kalonzo Musyoka, Rigathi Gachagua has a greater influence than Kalonzo Musyoka, if we just speak of the truth. And the other thing is that Rigathi Gachagua has that power of convincing the masses than Kalonzo Musyoka. So those are the realities. And so if Rigathi Gachagua becomes the party leader and the presidential candidate, the other leaders may turn or leave and form another camp to make their move, or either even join William Ruto as a way of protesting. And the other thing is that if Rigathi Gachagua wins that case, then Kalonzo and Muturi as well will have to step down for Rigathi. But because I know that how Kalonzo has been fighting for this presidency when he was with Raila Odinga, and because Raila died and Rigathi Gachagua was also impeached, now he's the one whom I may say he saw himself as the candidate. He saw himself as the presidential candidate who should run for presidency in 2027. So having that morale now and that mindset, it will not be easy to accept Rigathi Gachagua as being the presidential candidate now. So that one will make him feel diminished, and he will leave the party, by the way, and he will live with these people. If Rigathi Gachagua wins the case and gets back to be the presidential candidate and the party leader of the DCP party in the united opposition. So, and because Gachagua has more votes from his area than Kalonzo Musyoka, then automatically Kalonzo will have to step down for Rigathi Gachagua. So the only options that will be there for Kalonzo Musyoka is that one, he will have to step down and work under Rigathi Gachagua as his running mate, or two, he will have to leave the party and go to join another camp, which can be William Ruto or any other. So on the other hand, let us see what we may expect if Rigathi Gachagua loses the case. Number one thing is that this will be the best moment of William Ruto and his camp to kill Rigathi Gachagua's political career, because if you are impeached, then by law you are not allowed to hold any public office in your lifetime, and that's what we call political death. So that's why Uhuru never impeached Ruto, but William Ruto didn't see this and went ahead to impeach who? Rigathi Gachagua, of which that is somehow bad. So the other thing which we may expect if Rigathi Gachagua loses the case is that he won't be allowed to be party leader, and it can even end up in deregistering that DCP party so that he keeps working under those leaders who are supposed to be working under him. So you see, that will be something that, according to me, I don't think if it's possible anyway. So this is the way the government will keep on disturbing him even post-impeachment. But if they manage to do that by making Rigathi Gachagua not being able to be a party leader as well as holding any public office, then in that DCP party, if it will not be deregistered, then it means that Rigathi Gachagua will still be the loudest person in that party. What do I mean? Rigathi Gachagua will still have the overall say, or will have the full control of that party, even though he will not be the party leader. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this podcast. And if you've watched this podcast and you've not subscribed to this channel, dear ladies and gentlemen, I humbly request you to subscribe to this channel. Click the notification bell, like our videos, and comment. To those who have already subscribed to this channel, we say thank you very much for your continued support to our work in this channel.